Hi guys! Welcome back to another video. It has been quite a while since we've been on the channel, especially doing an unboxing, and that is what we have today. I mentioned in the community tab that we were going to be having a fan favorite brand for an unboxing very soon, and this arrived sooner than I expected. I think it arrived like 2 days after I made that post. So why do we have something to unbox today? Well, I'm going somewhere over the weekend and I wanted to go in Coord. I don't usually go out in Coord to certain events. Like usually for certain things I try to wear a bit of a uniform, but because the holiday season is approaching, I wanted to go in some Christmas themed Lolita. So I ended up finding something. Now it's not necessarily Christmas themed because given that it's November, any like main Christmas themed like coordinate pieces are probably not going to be arriving soon enough, like, you know, because they're kind of being sold right now, so you probably have to like pre-order them and they would arrive after the event that I'm going to, which is this Saturday. So, well, by the time that you're seeing this video, it may be the week after, depending on how fast I get this video up, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, I needed something from before I go to my event. So I was looking around for some, dresses that I could wear, and, we didn't go for big brand this time. Well, okay, I tried to go for big brand. I really wanted the Christmas Holly Night Kumia dress. I really wanted that one. So I was trying to see like on Lace Market if anyone had it, or if Mercari, where I could get it quickly. But unfortunately, no one was selling it, so very sad. But I was able to find something on my site of choice, Taobao. You guys know I have been wearing a lot of brand in my more like recent purchases, but my heart is still on Taobao because you can find so many great things for very good prices, such as what we have here today. And I'm curious if any of you could guess what brand the dress from today is from. So have any guesses? Put it in the comment section below. I probably should have asked on the community post, but put it in the comment section below and see if you're right, because I'm about to reveal it right now. And I actually have 2 of them to unbox because I'm going to this event with my sister. So we wanted to twin at the event. So I actually have 2 dresses to take a look at today. And that is this new dress from VCastle. Now, I say new dress because it's new to me, but I think this dress has been on their page for quite a while. I just hadn't been, browsing for dresses lately, but I was, just for the sake of it, for this event, and it seems as though VCastle had a collab with, well, let me see, it was a collaboration dress. I just actually had 2 dresses that came out from this collaboration, but this is the one that I wanted. Now, it's only the dress. I didn't get any other accessories or headwear because, like I said, this is not really a Christmas-themed dress. It really seems more like it's kind of like circus-themed. And you guys know my like on and off, back and forth, kind of like consistent beef with clown Lolita, but circus Lolita I'm fine with. Like circus-themed prints, I have no problem with at all. It's the blatant clown stuff that I don't really like. So the accessories were kind of like pushing the clownishness a little bit more. Not terribly. Like, I could have got accessories if I wanted them, but I just kind of chose not to. It wasn't really that big of a deal. I wanted to kind of get it in quickly. So this is one of the dresses, and it is from, like I said, VCastle. So it's a salopette. You guys know from previous unboxings that I've done that VCastle really specializes in salopettes, which I think is great because not too many brands, outside of big brands like, Angelic Pretty and Baby the Star Shines Bright. Big brands, tend to do like salopettes fairly often, but you really want a good consistent Taobao brand that does it because, if that's kind of your thing, you want to be able to get them for a low price, not just the big brand prices. So like I said, it is a salopette and it's not inherently Christmas themed, but I did see like candy canes on it. So I was like, if you core it the right way, you might be able to kind of push it. Like this is the white colorway. So, white is a pretty standard Christmas color, red, green, obviously the big ones, but, white, gold, those work for Christmas as well, and it's a Christmas market we're going to, so we wanted to kind of see how we could, like, make it work. So, I guess the collab is with Miss Ultra, so I couldn't tell if it was, but I mean LUTRA, my bad. That's why I didn't want to say it, because I knew I was going to get the name wrong. It's Miss LUTRA. Now, I'm not familiar with Miss LUTRA as a brand. Maybe you guys are and can inform me in the comment section below what Miss LUTRA is known for. But what we have here is just a very cute, like, circus-themed print. Like, you can see the cute little animals. They have, that was the bow that just fell. So they have, like, this elephant here. They have, like, a little cat. They have just very cute animals over here. This looks like a Yorkshire Terrier or something. And another cat and some cats with balloons, and it's just very festive. These little kind of like buttons on it are actually flat. In the picture, they look like big like balls on the dress right here, like big like puffs, but they're actually flat, which is interesting. I don't, mind that, but very cute detail right here. It looks a little easy to fall off, so just be careful with that if you do get this. There are 3 bows here at the top, a pink one, a red one, and a striped one. This dress also comes in 3 colors. As you see, I have the black colorway over there, and there's a navy one other than these 2 colors. But I think I actually got the very last black one, and I know that is the case because they told me that the only size left they had was large, and if you guys know me, I wear a small. And this one also was not available in small either. So this was definitely available for quite a while before I ended up seeing it. I had not been shopping for new pieces for a while because even just scrolling is the temptation to me. I'm like, I can't even scroll anymore because I'm so prone to just snatch up anything cool I see. Like, I would have snatched this up the second I saw it if I had seen it sooner. But fortunately, I saw it before they were completely out of them. So I was able to get it, but this is going to be a medium that I have here. And there's some custom VCastle lace at the bottom. Typically, we see this lace on most of their pieces. This dress also came in a skirt, I believe, with like a little bit of a nice top. So that's also very nice to know. So here is the back of the salopette. So let's see here. Does it have like... Want to see how... Okay, so you can also adjust the straps in the back. You can adjust it. It looks like there's 3 different settings to put the button on. And I was looking to see if the last salopette had a zipper on the back for a VCastle dress. But this one is typically, with most dresses, on the side. But I find that most salopettes are not that hard to get into. But zipper on the side, as most of them do have. And yeah, that is the first of the 2 dresses. Again, this one is for my sister, so she will be donning this one. I believe she's going to be having on some gold tights, so like kind of white and gold, a little less Christmassy kind of look to it, but it's got some red in here, so again, I think it should work. Of course, we would have, preferred like the typical traditional red and green, but short notice, we couldn't wait too long for like an actual like Christmas themed dress to be listed because it would have taken too long for it to get in. And like I said before, I realized I dropped the bow. So the bow actually goes on the dress. Well, I mean, it's a clip-on bow, so you can really put it anywhere. And I will show some photos, but in the photos, the bow was like right here. So you can put the bow anywhere here on the waistline, but you can also put it in other places. You can probably use it as a hair accessory if you really want to. I'll probably just be sticking it on the dress as it was in the photos because I am basic like that. Now, you guys know me. It's always going to be the black colorway for me. I'm sorry. It's just my thing. I try to expand my repertoire of colors every so often, and you just cannot get past black sweet for me. Black sweet Lolita is my thing. So this is the black colorway of that dress, and this is the large, so I'm not too worried about it being large because like I said, I do wear a small. Here's the zipper on the side. Typically I do wear a small, but when it comes to like measurements like this, it's usually only like a couple of centimeters apart. So the medium is like probably like 2 centimeters longer than the small, and so the large is probably 2 centimeters larger than the medium. Like it's about like 2 to 4 centimeters usually, so I'm not too worried about it, but I will be doing a try on just to see how it fits. But usually for a salopette, the thing about salopettes is that they're known to be shorter than JSKs. If you're unfamiliar, I do have a video talking about casual Lolita, and so I talk a little bit about salopettes, skirts, things like that. But salopettes tend to be shorter than JSKs anyway, and for a person like me that's already short, getting it in a large might make it a little bit longer, which might be more appropriate for an event like this anyway, but I will be checking on the fit to see that. Now, one of the things I kind of didn't like too much about this colorway, and I believe the navy colorway also has this, is that one of the bows is the exact same color as the dress. I feel like it probably should have been a different color because the white colorway does it really nicely, where none of the bows are just straight up white. There's red, pink, and a striped red and white. So that was pretty cool because all of the bows stand out. But on this colorway, and I believe the navy colorway, one of the bows is like the same color as the dress. So we have a pink and black striped, and they didn't put a red here. Now, I guess the red might have stood out a little bit more awkwardly on this colorway, and That is understandable, but like, I don't know, you could have gone with like the blue in here, you could have gone for like, I don't know, like just another color. Like, I feel like the red would have worked fine-ish. I feel like, I mean, you could have gone with like a yellow, like you could have gone with any of the other colors in here. It didn't have to be the black color because, you know, from far away, it's kind of going to look like there's only two bows and they're in very unusual positions, but not too big of a deal. It's fine. I don't, you know, hate it for that. It's okay. I guess they probably felt like it was the easiest thing to go with, so why not? There's not overwhelming a lot of blue, so I can see why they wouldn't have chosen it. There's a good amount, but again, it was just, you know, whatever choice they went with. But same deal with the custom VCastle lace at the bottom. You can't really see the details too much on this camera, but you will when I do my close-up review of both of these dresses, which will be coming soon. I've had some Y2K fashion that I still have to review, and I will get to those eventually, but you know, I do like to focus on the Lolita because there's so many more details to talk about. You know, the reason I really don't do the Y2K as quickly is because there's not a lot to say about them, so the videos tend to be very, very short. But, you know, we love to sit down and look at all of these details on the print. Like, I wish I could show you them up close. Like, there's this cat, like, eating a donut. Like, we saw that little, like, tea party or whatever these ones are having. This guy floating on balloons. Like, I didn't even get a chance to really look at it up close myself, so I'm probably going to try to, like, leave some details a secret for when I do the up-close review. But, yeah, like I said, I really, really do love VCastle for their just insistence on that typical, like, very overly sweet push, because, you know, the sweet boom that happened a couple of years ago, you know, was very, very crazy, and I think VCastle capitalized on that in a really good way, especially after, I said this before in my previous video, like, CC Cat had the Sweet Rainbow Dollhouse dress, which was, like, it went crazy, like, everyone wanted it, but then CC Cat, like, you know, went out of business, and I think VCastle, like, really picked up where they left off with, like, just super sweet prints, you know, border prints, you know, not the all-over print that Angelic Pretty has been experimenting with on and off over the last couple of years. People tend to like the border prints a little bit more because they're a little bit larger and you can see all of the details rather than just like an all over print. Probably would have been details like these all over the dress, and they wouldn't have this big beautiful like border at the bottom. Like, this is what most sweet Lolitas tend to be into. I myself am into these. I don't really have a problem with all over prints, by the way. It depends on the dress. But for like a classic, just really sweet print, you know, I really love these border prints, and I think VCastle does them so well. I have 3 VCastle salopettes. I believe I have 3, and they're all like just very similar with this type of theme. So if you have not checked out my other VCastle videos, please do so. Also, this is from VCastle as well. They had this in like 5 or 6 colors, so I got this in every color that it exists in. If I'm saying all this if you're new to the channel, because I have not posted a video in a while, so some new people might come and see this video, but if that is the case, I definitely recommend you to check out my other VCastle videos as well. Or if you're not new to the channel and you haven't seen those videos or you want a refresher, definitely go ahead and take a look at those. I may like do just like a video straight about VCastle one day, because they are one of my favorite Taobao brands. They're not my favorite. I'm not going to say they're my #1 favorite, because Lolita and Y2K does exist, and they're even more OTT sweet than VCastle is. Like, if you like VCastle, when Lolita and Y2K drops another dress, I'm buying it day one. Like, you already know how much I love that brand. But VCastle is probably like my #2 for like very similar reasons. They just appeal to like my aesthetic and vibe so perfectly. But like I said, if you're not familiar with what salopettes are, they have this very large like space, so when you're wearing your blouse or your cutso or whatever, do make sure it is something that covers you all the way down. I know some people, when they're wearing a JSK, may wear something that is a little bit shorter because you're not going to see it, but when it comes to a salopette, it is going to be seen because of this very large hole. So do make sure that whatever blouse you're wearing covers, you know, all of you and all of that. Like, especially like VCastle themselves, they make like mesh sometimes like tops. And so, you know, for something mesh, you want to probably wear something underneath it if you're wearing it with a salopette. Just keep those things in mind when picking out your attire. But I already have my look decided for what I'm going to wear for this weekend. It's actually going to be this. Going for the standard black and pink. Again, I know it's not inherently Christmassy, but just like a festive, fun vibe is kind of what I'm trying to push, because I already knew it was never going to be like full on Christmas, but just something that's like a little bit more fun and stands out. I feel like the vibe will still kind of work. Now, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to wear my bare ears yet, because I don't know if I'm even going to wear a wig. Like I said, I didn't get any of the headgear with this, so I just threw this on. And I don't know if I'm going to wear a wig to the event this weekend. I guess I'll let you guys know if I ended up doing so. But if I don't wear a wig, I probably won't wear my bare ears. But I also won't promise that either, because I can wear them even without a wig. So we will see, but I know you're all waiting for the moment of truth for how the dress looks on, so I'm going to stop yapping and put this on real quick and let you guys know how this fit ended up working out for me. So give me just one sec. Okay everyone, so I've got the dress on with my small petticoat that I wear with all my salopettes, and it fits just fine. So like I said, I usually wear a small, but I had to get a large because it was the only one left, and it fits perfectly fine. Now, like I said, this part, I can show it to you better. All of this is going to be out for a salopette. Usually, a JSK will end right under the arm, but there's all this space for a salopette, so just dress accordingly with your undergarments and just make sure that none of that is going to be an issue. But here are just the up-close details so you can see how it sits on me. And it is very nice. You would never really know that this is a large, I think. I mean, at least I wouldn't. Like I said, the sleeves, the straps can also be adjusted in the back. So if I need to do that, I will. But I think this is fine as is. I will lower the screen a little bit just so you can see how it is. So like I said, this is what I will be wearing at the event. So it is just, like I said, black and pink. I wanted to make sure I have on tights, leggings instead of OTKs, because like I said, these tend to be a little short. But because I'm wearing the large, it kind of just looks like a JSK a little bit. Like, it really just looks like a fun little JSK, even though it's a salopette. But this is something that I recommend for like shorter Lolitas. Like if you are a shorter Lolita like myself, I am exactly 5 feet, and when you're already short, things tend to look a little longer on you, so you don't always want like JSKs can tend to look really long on really short Lolitas. So it's why I like salopettes and why I kind of recommend salopettes if you're really short. Ideally, you'd want a size small, but in this situation, a large works just fine because, again, the difference between a small and a large for a salopette is not that big that it would be noticeable, like it's falling all off you, it looks unfitting or anything like that. Like for this one, I mean, you guys can let me know if it looks unfitting, but I think it looks fine. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be wearing the wig or not, so I'm not really taking that into account. Just, seeing how it looks with the blouse, seeing how it looks with the leggings that I've chose, and the length itself, because, again, depending on where you're going, you still want to be appropriate for the place that you're going to be, and this event happens to be at a church, so I actually usually wear Lolita. I've mentioned this in many videos before. I actually usually wear Lolita to my church, but this is not my church, so I don't know what, the vibe is like there, how they feel about all this going on. But the worry with the salopette is that they tend to be a little short, and you don't want to be wearing, something a little bit too short in the church house. So that's why I was not actually upset about getting the large, because again, it's going to be just a little bit longer. But I am wearing tights anyway, just in case that was going to be an issue. But looking at it, doing the turnaround, I think that it's going to be okay as is. Now, I did ask my sister to try on her version of the dress so we can just take a look and see how it looks on. So I'll have her come in just a second. But by the way, I do have the bow. I didn't waste time trying to put it on right now. But as you can see, there is a clip for if you want to wear it in your hair. And there is a pin for the dress specifically. So ideally you would have it clipped on like right about here. And the center is a little, I don't usually care for in the center unless it's designed to be there, but usually these look nicer a little bit on the side. So that's what I would recommend you to wear this. I'm not going to put it on right away just because sometimes when you like hang up your dresses, it's a good thing to like unclip things that are clippable so that they don't like rummage against other things and yank off and break. I have had some accessories to break, although it wasn't because of being in the closet. It was like, I just had it on and it just came off. I don't know if I ran into something or what, but some of those things can be a little bit difficult to store properly to maintain if you don't store them properly. So do make sure that you store those things properly. And again, this is just one more quick look at the dress a little bit up close so you can see the details, how it sits. Again, for a dress like this, if you've never worn a salopette before, please do not use your big, massive, normal petticoat. Please get a petticoat that is for salopettes or skirts. They're a little bit shorter than your typical petticoat, because like this one ends like right about here, so I'll just show it to you. So, you know, this is a shorter petticoat. My normal really big petticoat would make this look way too wide and very unflattering. So when you are shopping, if you've never bought a salopette before, just make sure that you have a very short petticoat to wear with it. Okay, so now we're going to go and take a look at the other salopette in the different colorway from this one. Okay, so my sister is here to model her version of the dress in the white colorway, and we will just take a quick look at those details as well. So here are the details for the white colorway, and I just noticed this when she came in. There are actually belt loops on this salopette, so that is always nice to see. It allows for you to actually put the bow right in there if you choose to. That might be why those belt loops are there, but some dresses have, you know, some details that you can put in the belt loop. So regardless of whether or not you want to do that, if you don't have anything, you can always put the bow accessory on either of those belt loops if you so choose, and that might be a little bit easier than trying to stick it and make holes in the dress itself. But here is that colorway. As I told you, I had to get the large and she had to get the medium, and like myself, she typically tends to wear a small, but just like the one that I'm wearing, the medium fits just fine. As you can see, like I said, under the arms, just make sure that whatever undergarments you're wearing fit all the way so that this space is covered. We're going to pull back a little bit just so you can see more of the full length of the dress. Again, we will be wearing tights to the event that we're going to make sure that there's no issues with the length. But like I said, it doesn't seem as though there are any. Anyway, I'm slightly taller than my sister, so the large works fine on me, and it seems the medium also looks fine on her. It doesn't sit out badly in any way that would be noticeable, so I think it overall looks just fine. As for the color, it works nicely. Like I said, it's not going to be super on brand with Christmas, but the colors that we're using do work out just nicely, just fine. Seems that she's going to be going with a little bit of pink to go with the pink in the dress, as I will as well. So we're both going to be doing mostly a pink thing here, a little bit festive of a look, but overall we can get the full turnaround here. Just see the details from the back. She's wearing a cut sew with hers from Angelic Pretty, and it looks nice. It goes with this very well. You can see the details on the print very nicely here as well. So like I said, if we could do a little side by side here, so you can see the details pretty much the same on both versions of the dress. Like I said, I do like it a little bit more, the bow colors up here, that you have the pink, the striped, and the red, whereas this one is black, so you can't see it very well. It's like that with the navy colorway as well, but not too big of a deal. It was just a choice that was made by the designer. So thank you very much for the assistance that was given to my sister here. Thank you for joining us, for participating in this little show off, and I'm going to end the video in just a second, so I will let you go and I will be ending the video. But why don't you wave goodbye to the people very quickly, and thank you very much for joining us so we can have this dual showcase. We must do this again at some point. And by the way, guys, if you don't know, as I said before, we're twinning in the Coords, but we are actually twins in real life, so it does fit, it does work. So thank you very much again for your participation, and I'll be ending the video very quickly. And that is going to be it for this video. Please leave some love and support for my sister in the comment section below. She does not join me for too many videos. I think up until now she's been in 2. She was in one of the ones where she played the bouncer when I was talking about like full chords versus mixing and matching pieces. So if you haven't seen that video, it was probably about a year or 2 ago at this point. Definitely check that one out. But thank you again for her joining us, showing off her color of the dress. I've been able to have my colorway of the dress, and again, both fit fine. I love both of them. I will definitely be doing a review of both of them sometime, hopefully soon. I don't want this to get away from me too much, but unfortunately, I guess I can't be in a huge rush because, like I said, I think unfortunately the black colorway is already sold out. So if you did want this one, I think I genuinely got the last one, because when I was ordering them, they told me they were out of smalls and they were out of mediums. After they purchased mine and I went back to the VCastle page, this one was like grayed out, like you couldn't buy it anymore. So Unfortunately, if you want the black salopette, I do think that it is already sold out, but I think the black skirt is still available, so you might be able to get that. It's more or less the same as this, except I don't think it has the lace at the bottom, and otherwise it's just a skirt. Like, it's not, you know, all of this, but there is a nice little, like, I'll put some photos up if maybe, like, you'd be okay with that. But in any case, if you did want the black salopette, I don't think it's available anymore. You can try to, like, reach out if you know how to do that on Spreenow or Taobao. If you don't know how to use Spreenow, I have a video for that. But if you did want the black salopette, unfortunately, I don't think it's available, but the white should still be available. Just only in medium, I think, and I don't know about the navy one. I would imagine the navy one is probably the least popular, so it's probably available in most of the colors, but check and make sure if you are interested in this. But as of me recording this video, I think all of the skirts are available. So I will try to get this video up just in case someone sees this and wants to buy it themselves. I'll have all of the links in the description for all of the pieces, the skirt as well, even though I don't have it, the skirt as well, the up top, the accessories. I'll try to get that up too. So all that said, thank you so much for joining me for another video. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've done an unboxing, especially for a beloved brand such as this, so I'm very happy to be back and to make that one. Hoping the event goes well. I may take some pictures while I'm there, and if I do, I will post them, unless I'm not wearing a wig. If I'm not wearing a wig, I probably won't post the pictures, or I'll censor my face, one or the other. But in any case, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye bye.